Flippy phone screens FTW. I love it when there's a trend in the questions I get on my videos. You asked for it, so here it is. One of the most requested showdowns for the Wing, and I'm happy to say this one should be pretty easy to chat up. Comments on my videos, you all wanted to start with a family fight, LG versus LG, Wing versus V60. Now, when I get comments like, bro, which one would you buy? Bro, without any other information, you have to know by now that I'm not gonna declare one of these the winner. It just doesn't work that way. But similar to other recent showdowns I've produced, like my Xperia comparison, even with a lot of crossover features and company DNA, there's enough difference here to separate out for different consumers. The V60 is a diesel truck of a phone. One of the most powerful, some of the best battery life you'll find, and maybe one of the most complete feature sets of the year. The exciting idea behind the V60 is a more modular approach to making a phone. The Wing is very different in that last regard. The Wing is exciting for pushing a multi-screen concept in a radical new direction. And LG deserves a lot of credit for pushing mid-ranger hardware harder than maybe any other manufacturer in 2020. That's the big philosophical difference and where costs are going to fluctuate. The V60 is a regular phone that can be expanded. And so that's kind of okay if the build around the second display is a little less robust. The hinges are more plasticky. It's a case. It's like a super nerdy wallet case. But if you build a hinge into the phone, it can't be a part-time solution. You have to make it a lot more robust, and that adds to the cost. So when we talk about compromises at different prices, especially for 5G phones already using more expensive components, the main trick is to see how a company can blur the line between mid-range and premium tier performance. The V60 is more powerful, full stop. If you're a chipset horsepower junkie, you can pretty much stop the video here. But it's refreshing to see the Wing nearly match the V60 for a number of features like active pen stylus support or high quality video recording. The last one is critical for the Wing, where both the Wing and the V60 are capable of the same 4K video capture at 60 frames per second at that incredible 80 megabit per second bitrate. Because the V60 is more powerful, we can step this up to 8K video in HDR with high quality audio capture. But the core 4K experience is pretty close. And the Wing offers up this gimbal mode, ultra smooth 1080p video with controls to pan and follow. It's an incredible use of the second wide angle lens on the back of the Wing, which fits the single hand T-shape to a T. Funnily enough, both phones are decent triple app multitaskers. The V60 has 2 full-size displays, so you get 1 full screen and 2 split screen apps. The Wing is like having 3 split screen apps up at the same time. Immediately, I think the Wing does a better job of incorporating additional use into dual display. It's smoother moving the keyboard down to a portrait orientation display, and it is really handy having media controls on the smaller display not blocking what you're watching. Things like app pairs and controls are better integrated on the Wing, and the action to use the Wing display is more organic. The V60 is a more deliberate action. You open the case and activate a second screen, and then you can multitask. Because the Wing is not a part-time solution, they pretty much assume you wouldn't flip open the screen unless you wanted to use the extra display. The V60 feels like 2 phones stapled side by side. The Wing feels more like 1 phone with 2 screens. I know I'm kind of splitting hairs here, if that even makes any sense. It's incredibly fun to realize that both of these phones came from the same manufacturer in the same year. Completely different twists on dual screen devices with additional functionality over regular phones. And it's even crazier to look back at the V50 dual screen case and see how fast these concepts have evolved over the course of a year. But we should probably wrap this video up. I've been rambling on long enough. V60 versus Wing, where do we end up? I would recommend these to different consumers. First, I just think it's fair to bring up consumers who might be a bit more conservative in their phone buying. The V60 is a great, straightforward, regular phone. Someone concerned about gimmicks or support, the V60 is safer with more power on tap, rated water resistance, and that beautiful headphone jack. But here's some of the flip side of the V60 being the better computer. The dual display case isn't as nice to use while out and about. When you're in motion, I think this kind of dual display produces the best experience when you can stop and focus on the displays and occupy both of your hands. Or at least when you have the ability to put the phone down, like when you're watching a video. The wing isn't great when you try to put it down. You kind of need to find a way to prop it up, but it's noticeably easier to use on the go. It's this deliciously fun one thumb action to swivel out the screen, and you get this landscape orientation, but you still type from a more compact phone keyboard. I don't think you want to get too crazy with a phone that has moving parts, but it is easier to use with one hand while using the signature feature of the phone. The V60 takes wins for the heavier lifting activities, the custom gaming controllers, it renders video faster. The wing is still plenty capable of editing video. It's not as snappy with more graphics demanding games, but it is easier to use on the go. The more capable pocket computer, the more nimble action camera computer. It's really nice to have some fun options. As always, thanks so much for watching, for sharing these videos, subscribing to the channel. Supporting your favorite content creators has never been more critical than it is today, so I greatly appreciate those of you who really do go and check out the links in the description below my videos. Maybe you hit up my merch store. That kind of stuff really does help keep production moving on this channel. You can hit up SomeGadgetGuy.com. I've got a support page with a current list of all of my affiliates and partnerships. Or you might consider joining the list of names scrolling by on your screen from my Patreon, patreon.com/SomeGadgetGuy. Those are basically the coolest people on the internet, so I hope you'll check them out. Now, you know where you can find me around the rest of the internet, at SomeGadgetGuy on the Twitters and the Twitch, and the Facebooks and the Instagrams, and I will catch you all on the next video.